Welcome back to the Dark Truth Diaries, where every story reveals that the people closest to us are often the ones we should fear the most. Tonight's story is personal. It's raw, chilling, and it proves that sometimes revenge isn't loud. It's patient, calculated, and silent enough to destroy someone from the inside out. This is the story of Maya Torres, a woman who thought she found the love of her life, until she discovered a hidden camera inside her own home. A camera placed there by the one man she trusted. But instead of confronting him, she used it against him. Get comfortable. Turn down the lights. And let's enter the dark truth behind. She found the hidden camera and used it against him. My name is Maya, and for a long time, I truly believed I had the perfect life. Perfect job. Perfect apartment. Perfect boyfriend. His name was Evan Carter. Handsome. Responsible. Charming in the way men only are when they're trying to make you fall in love with them. We had been together for 2 years, and I thought I knew him. I thought I understood the way his mind worked. That gentle, calm demeanor. Those soft explanations he always gave when something felt off. But the truth? I didn't know him at all. And I only learned who he really was because of a blinking light. A tiny, almost invisible flash. Inside a vent above my own bedroom door. At first, I thought it was nothing. A reflection. A trick of light. But when you can't shake a feeling, when your stomach tightens in a way it never did before, your mind starts putting pieces together you didn't even know were missing. That night, I climbed onto a chair, reached into the vent. And my entire world changed. There it was. A micro HD camera. The size of a button. And it was recording. Me. My bedroom. My privacy. My life. And worst of all, it wasn't the only one. I found 4 more. In the bathroom mirror. Inside the kitchen cabinet. Behind the TV. Even in the lamp by my bedside. It wasn't paranoia anymore. Someone had been watching me. Most women in this situation panic. They scream. They confront. They run. But for some reason, I didn't. Maybe it was shock. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe it was the part of me that refused to be a victim. My breath got cold. My fingers stopped shaking. And a single thought cut through the fear. Don't react. He might be watching, right now. So I put everything back. Exactly as it was. I forced myself to behave normally. Cooked dinner. Took a shower. Watched TV. All the while, inside, a storm was forming. One powerful enough to swallow the man I loved whole. Who would do this to me? Who had access to my home? Who knew my schedule? Who had the technical skill? The answer was obvious. Evan. He worked in cybersecurity. He had keys to my place. He always knew when I got home. He somehow knew things I never told him out loud. Little comments like, "I love how you hum when you get dressed. You always look cute when you're frustrated. I know you cry sometimes when you think I'm asleep." At the time, I thought it was intimacy. Now, it felt like surveillance. Still, I needed proof. I needed evidence so undeniable that even he couldn't lie his way out. And that meant one thing. I had to keep living with him, knowing he watched my every move. For a week, I pretended everything was normal. I smiled. I slept in the same bed as him. I kissed him goodnight. But every moment was calculated. I learned how the cameras worked. Tracked the recording patterns. Found the cloud server they uploaded to. And yes, I found the videos. Hours and hours of me. Changing. Sleeping. Showering. And notes. He labeled each video with descriptions like, Day 44, she cried again. Day 57, she argued with her mother. Day 63, she's wearing the blue top I like. It wasn't just surveillance. It was obsession. Possession. Control. The kind of thing men do when they believe a woman belongs entirely to them. But Evan didn't know one thing. I had a talent he never bothered to learn about. I was good with editing. Very good. Especially when it came to creating narratives. Using his own footage, I built a digital trail. A perfect timeline. A perfect story. I didn't need revenge through violence. Or screaming. Or confrontation. I wanted the world to see who he really was. Not the charming boyfriend, but a predator hiding in plain sight. I created a duplicate server. Redirected the recordings. Backed up everything in multiple locations. Then I spliced footage together. Not to manipulate, but to expose. Every camera. Every angle. Every invasion of my privacy. And I didn't stop there. I added his voice. His comments. His murmurs as he watched. The sighs. The whispers. The laughter. The kind of recordings only a voyeur makes when he thinks the world is silent. On a random Thursday morning, I told Evan, "Hey, I'm working from home today. Don't worry." And he smiled. That smile, the one that used to make me feel safe, now made my skin crawl. As soon as the door closed behind him, I executed the upload. The entire compilation. Every file. Every clip. Sent to his job's HR department, local police, an attorney, his family, and 3 news outlets that specialized in digital privacy crimes. By noon, his life was burning. He called me 30 times, texted me 50 more, but I didn't respond. Not until he came home. He stormed into the apartment. Confused. Furious. Panicked. "Maya, what did you do?" I stepped out of the bedroom. Recorded him on my phone. Calm. Collected. And I said, "I didn't do anything. You did." He froze. And that's when he realized. His cameras weren't just tools. They were evidence. And I was no longer his victim. I was the witness. Within 48 hours. He was fired. His devices were confiscated. His accounts seized. His home searched. And the police found more. Folders and folders of other women he had watched before me. Past girlfriends. Neighbors. Even strangers. All catalogued. All recorded. My revenge wasn't just for me. It was for every woman he treated like prey. Evan was charged with invasion of privacy, illegal surveillance, digital harassment, stalking, and multiple felony counts for distributing and storing illicit footage. He tried to say it was for protection, that I was overreacting, that he loved me, but the truth had already spread. He lost his reputation, his career, his future, all because he thought he owned me. People always ask me if I feel guilty, if I feel remorse, if I miss the man I thought he was. But the truth is, I mourned him the day I found the first camera. By the time I exposed him, all that was left was justice and freedom. Today, I live in a new place, a safer place, a place he never touched. And I check every vent, every mirror, every lamp, not out of fear, but out of certainty. Because once you've been watched without your consent, you don't ever forget the feeling. But you also never forget the power you have when you finally take your life back. And that is what I did. I didn't scream. I didn't run. I didn't hide. I used his own eyes against him. Thank you for listening to this dark and twisted journey. A reminder that betrayal can happen even in the safest places. And revenge doesn't always come with blood or violence. Sometimes, it comes with truth. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to thumbs up sign like the video. Bell subscribe to the Dark Truth Diaries. Speech balloon and comment, I want more stories like this. Until next time. Stay aware. Stay safe. And remember, every lie has an expiration date. Good night.